Okay, so we're recording. Thank you guys so much for being on. Tonight we're going to be talking a lot about what coaching is and who we are and what all of this is all about. And so first and foremost, I really wanted to just kind of introduce myself and tell you a little bit about who I am, how I found this opportunity, what it is we do, and I actually have a slide for that. So in this call, we're going to be going over kind of, when coaching came into my life and ultimately impacted all the people who are on my team, and then also how it's impacted our family and what our life, kind of how our life has changed since coaching came into it. I want to go over a few of the most common things that people ask me about coaching, which is, what does a day in the life of a coach look like? What do you guys do? How much time does it take? What are some of the tasks that you're actually doing? And then, of course, the number one question is, how do you earn money? What does that look like? How much does it cost to get started? All of that stuff. And then if you have questions at the end, I would really love for you to ask those. So you can either write them down, put them in the chat. There is a chat. I know that when I share, it usually goes full screen, so you can exit out of the full screen and then go to the chat, or if you hover at the top, you can go to the chat there as well. And I'm sorry if I am shaking. I'm freezing cold. It's really, really cold in this room. I didn't realize until I sat here for a minute. So a little bit about me. You guys, it's always a little awkward when I talk about myself, so that's just how it is. I'm awkward, and it's fine. So shoot, and it looks like I added an extra 0 in that date. That's not a year, it doesn't look like. But so my name is Melissa Brewer, and I just have to say I am like a regular normal person, as you can tell. I'm kind of a goofball, kind of a dork, and there's nothing I wouldn't say super special about me, or I'm no different than any of you guys, is really what I mean by that. We're all special. So, but I've been coaching for about almost 6 years. I started coaching around this exact same time of year 6 years ago. It was December of 2013. And one of my really good friends had reached out to me. Oh, and I should actually correct that. She wasn't a really good friend, a mutual friend, a friend that I had played volleyball against. I just kind of knew her, but we didn't ever hang out or anything. So she had reached out to me, told me about this program she was doing, and I was about 32 weeks pregnant. So I was like, no thanks, I'm good. I'm about to have a baby and not interested yet, but maybe after I have this baby, I'd be interested in doing your group to lose the baby weight. And so she followed up with me shortly after I had Libby, my second baby, and I said no. And then she followed up again like another 6 or 7 times, and I ghosted her. I didn't respond a couple times, told her no a couple times, told her I was doing something else. And finally, in December, and I kind of want to set the stage for you guys because maybe you can relate to this. I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I remember I was working full time at that time in my life. I was a high school English teacher, the head volleyball coach. I'd been teaching for 3 years at the time, and we were happy, but I felt like I was just spinning my wheels. I felt like I was going through the motions just to get by. I remember this one specific morning. So you know how the hospital bills don't come in for like 4 months after you have your baby? Like they give you a little time to figure things out, and then they send you all the bills. So it was that time when we started getting all the bills for Libby, and it was a lot more expensive 2 years after having Jackson for whatever reason. And I remember thinking, well, we're going to have to dip into savings to pay these hospital bills. I did not want to do any kind of payment plan. I wanted to just pay it right out. So we had dipped into savings to pay those bills. We had some tire issues, so we had to pay for new tires. And we just had all of these things coming up that I realized I needed we needed more money. We needed a second source of income. And my husband was already working like 70 hours a week. He was doing shift work as a manager, and there was no way he could add anything else onto his plate. Like, he was already working so much. My schedule was a little different. I was a teacher, obviously, so I would work from like 7 to 4. We'd have practice from 4 to 6 or 7, games twice a week, tournaments on weekends. So, like, I did have pockets in my day where I could work some more. So I was trying to think, what can I do? Like, what could I possibly do? I can't make anything. I'm not crafty, so definitely I'm not going to try Etsy. Like, I just couldn't. I tried to do online teaching, and while I did get hired, they didn't have any extra classes. Like, it just wasn't big yet at that point. So what I did do was I remembered, well, I was really struggling one morning. It was a cold December morning. I was stressed about finances. I'm always the one out of the both of us to stress about the money. And I just, to distract myself before class, I'd gotten to school early. I hopped on Facebook, and honestly, I never did that because I didn't really like Facebook at the time. But I hopped on Facebook, and I started, the very first post that showed up was this friend of mine. And she was sharing about how what she had been doing for the past 6 months had really made an impact on their family. And she shared how she was paying for her husband's vet school bills, and she was going to have that all paid off before he graduated. And that completely blew my mind. I started thinking, my husband and I, we're both working so hard. We're working full-time jobs, working all day long, missing out on time with our kids, and we're barely making ends meet. We're not making ends meet. We're having to dip into our savings. And I knew that I saw that post for a reason, probably similar to maybe what you guys are experiencing and what prompted you to jump on this call or to listen in. I guess I felt hope for like the first time in a long time. I felt hope that this could be the answer to all of our prayers. In December of 2013, I was still on my postpartum journey. I lacked self-confidence. I struggled very much so to spend any time with friends. I didn't ever take time for myself. I was kind of struggling with those postpartum blues, but very much in denial about it. And I just felt like my time was owned by my life. Like, I didn't have any choice in what we did. And that really, really frustrated me. So insert coaching, and, that first month, I think I made $250. And at that time in our lives, like, $250 was monumental for us. And it covered so many of our expenses. It helped pay for diapers. It helped pay for gas. I can't even tell you how excited it made me. And I felt so much hope and potential for what was possible with this opportunity. And then I made my first $500. And I won't tell you that it was easy. I worked really hard, but I knew that if I worked hard, that the payoff would be worth it, So that's kind of a little bit about my story. I wanted to share these little images because I want you guys to know that picture on the left of my first transformation, that I was really in a dark place. And I don't necessarily think it was because of my weight while I was still losing my postpartum baby weight. It was more, and you can like see it in my face. That is not staged at all. I just had never taken a picture of myself without, covering up myself. And I felt uncomfortable. I wasn't confident. I have always really struggled with positive body image. Just was the type of person that constantly tore myself apart. I never felt good enough, pretty enough, and looked for validation in all the wrong places. And it wasn't until coaching when I started to really focus on myself, focus on my inner growth, not just the physical aspect, right? Not just the workouts, but really focusing on my mindset. That's when everything changed for me. And I became so much stronger. And I also gained so many incredible friendships. Like, these are just some of the women in that pictures, just like a small smidgen of the friendships that I have made because of coaching. And I think the world of these girls. They're some of my very best friends, and I really can't believe that I never would have met them, or at least become so close to them, had it not been for coaching. And the third picture, you see me and my kiddos. And I love this picture because it was like I just finished a workout. My kids, we were getting them ready for school. And I just love that they get to be a part of every part of my day. And we get to be there together. And that's not something that I ever thought was possible for us. I always thought I'd be someone working all day long and living for the weekends and living for the holidays. And I didn't want to be that way. And that's what coaching has done for me. It's allowed for me to create a life that we want to live. Okay. And you can do that too. I'm going to actually pull up some of the chat because I forgot to pull it up. But oh my gosh, you guys are the cutest. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what coaching looks like. Like, what do we do as coaches? How does it work? I think that's the most common question I get is like, well, these two. How do you make money as a coach? And then how much time every day does it take you to be successful? And I want to, talk about money in just a minute. But one of the most incredible parts of being a coach with Team Beachbody is that you're given guidance and direction directly from our company. Like, they tell us exactly what we should be focusing on and what that should look like every day. And they give us these tools and all the things that we need in order to be successful. And when you follow those, like really follow them, every single person I know who we call these the 4 vital behaviors. When you live these behaviors, your life changes dramatically in the best way. And I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million or you're going to make the most money or in the whole company, but what I'm saying is your life will be changed for the better. And I think that's really what we all ultimately want and need and strive for. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what each of these are. So the first vital behavior is be a product of the product, or just be proof of the product. So what this means is you're working on you. First and foremost, you're the most important person in this equation because your life is the most important part in your journey. Taking care of your health, feeling your best, not just telling people about these programs, but showing them. Like, really doing the program to its fullest, really committing for yourself. We see so many, you guys probably see it every day, so many companies promoting products that are low quality, they have a bunch of junk in them, they don't produce great results, and yet people still pay for them. And the best news is, and like what I'm so grateful for, is that our company truly, truly cares about the quality of the product that they're producing. And they will withhold that product. They do testing on every single batch before it's distributed. They do testing on the quality of the product and the quality of the ingredients. And if it doesn't match what their, what their level is, then they will, they'll reproduce it. They'll go and do another batch. So what I'm trying to say is you're going to feel confidence like you've never felt in your life, because the products are going to make you feel so amazing. They're all natural ingredients. They're going to completely change the way that your body functions. And I say that from my own personal experience. I was never a shake person. I never took any supplements. I very much was skeptical about all of that. And that's something you'll learn about me, is I'm a very skeptical person, and I want to make sure that when I'm investing my money, that it's going to be worth it. And that's something I can tell you for sure, you're going to get your money's worth. So be proof, the products work, just work on yourself. Focus on your own journey. The second vital behavior is inviting others and sharing this gift with other people. So one of the things that we really, and I have this picture of some of our team, and I think how incredible. I look at every single one of these women and the changes that they have gone through in their life because of these programs and these products. Shakeology, because of our performance line, like, it honestly blows my mind how many people have been impacted because of this company. And there are so many people who have never heard about it, who've never tried it, who have no idea what's possible for them. So I want you guys to think, this is what I always like to think about when I'm sharing what I do. I like to think about like my favorite restaurant, my favorite, lip gloss, my favorite clothing line. Like, how many times have people asked you, like, oh my gosh, I love that shirt, where'd you get it? And you refer them to the company or to the store that you bought it from, right? That's exactly what you're doing here. When someone says they want a recommendation, you're going to shout it out from the rooftops because of how much you love that product, right? That's exactly what we're doing here. So when there is a need, you're going to be the first person that people are going to recommend or come to, because you've been a product of the product. You've been fulfilling that first vital behavior. They're going to see what you're doing. And then when they want that in their life too, you're going to be the first person they think of. Okay, so the third vital behavior is recognition. Recognize. Like, how good does it feel to be recognized? That's probably the one thing that I felt, well, let me just explain. So when I was a teacher, teachers have the best job. I respect and love and am so, so grateful for teachers. I just want to start with that because I really do believe they have the hardest job, the most underrated, they're not given enough credit or money or anything for the job that they do. And I'm so grateful for our teachers in my kids' schools because they love and care about our kids so much. And it is a very tough job. But what was so hard is we never got recognized as teachers. It was a very selfless job, and you had to be very strong, and you had to know that even though you might never be seen or shouted out or whatever, that your job still mattered. And that was hard for me. I was an athlete growing up, so I was very, very driven by recognition. I was driven by those people talking about how you performed or whatever. And you just don't get that as a teacher. And so that was really hard for me. But in the Beachbody world and in this coaching world, recognition is something we really strive to do every single day in every aspect. And I love that so much about what we do, because we're looking for all different ways, every meaningful achievement and activity that leads to results, we are recognizing. So whether that means you stuck to your meal plan, or maybe that means you lost 10 pounds in the first 21 days of your program. Maybe that means you just finally did a workout, or like a week of workouts in a row. Maybe that means you helped your first person with a challenge pack. And we're going to talk about all that later. Maybe that means that you're doing incredible things and your team is a 10-star diamond team or whatever. It doesn't matter the level or the type of recognition that we're giving. We just love recognizing everyone in our company. Beachbody also really nails their recognition with incredible gifts. Every single person who is helping at least 3 people in their first month, they're going to send you, I think it's a tank top. Do you guys remember? Yeah. So they'll send you a free tank top. They're super cute. They just really do an amazing job of making you feel like, you know what, you're serving others in a really awesome way. Like, we're going to reward you for that. So it's kind of fun. Okay. And this is one, our 4th vital behavior that I think is probably, they're all very important. They're all vital. So they're all very important. But it is a game changer, you guys. So the 4th vital behavior is do your personal development. And some of you might think, like, I was kind of this way. I always thought it was like a little, I don't know, maybe for people who needed help, or does that make sense? I just didn't think it was for me. I didn't think I needed it. I thought I was totally fine. Obviously I wasn't, because I really lacked self-confidence and all of the things that I needed. But the truth is, when I started working on my mindset and filling my brain with all those positive words and listened to people who had a lot more experience than I had, reaffirming to me that I can do this, that I can do anything that I want to in my life. And here are the steps that are going to help you do that. Honestly, I feel like the first time in my life I actually believed in myself that I could do something different. And I never knew what was possible until I really started working on myself. So regardless of whether you become a coach or not, honestly, this is one of the areas that everyone needs help with. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're at in your life, no matter if you think you've got it figured out or you don't, this is something you need. So, okay. I also am really happy to share with you guys some of my top, my favorite books. I've read a lot. I don't even know if I know the total number, but I'm reading books every single day. It's one of our vital behaviors. And so if you want a recommendation, obviously these are some of my favorites. Essentialism is incredible. I've read it 3 times. But all of these are really, really good. So if you're looking for a book to read. Okay, so this is the part that everyone's probably okay, when are we going to talk about money? And I really wanted to just kind of get to the down to business and talk to you guys about what's possible, because like I said, in my very first month of coaching, I made about $250. And I will tell you that a lot of people make a lot more than that in their first month. Some people make nothing in their first month. It really just depends on the work that you put in. So, yeah, Amy, that's killer. Amy made $425 her first month. You guys, I get always a little nervous to show the progression of my income over time, because for one, all you see are the numbers. Like you look at that and you're like, holy crap. Like that's, at least when I look at it, I'm like, that's mind blowing to me. Because just to put this into perspective for you guys, when I was a teacher, my yearly salary, my 4th year of teaching was $28,000. Like that's what I made the whole year. Granted, I had to take time off because I had a baby, but like that blows my mind sometimes. So just to like put that into perspective for you, that's why this means so much to me. But I also get nervous because you guys see the numbers, but you don't see the hard work that went in to growing this team, to growing this business. But that's why I really feel so strongly about opening up in these groups and on this call to tell you exactly what I did. So remember, like 2.5 years of this time. So from the July 2014 to July 2016, I was working full time. I was working full time. I was the head volleyball coach. I went, after 1.5 years of being a coach, I actually switched jobs and went to an education technology company. I worked full time there and was traveling a lot for work. I would get up at the crack of dawn before the sunshine came out, and I would do most of my work before my day even started. I was a mom full time, and you know, with 2 kids under 2, that's kind of crazy. It can be kind of busy, kind of a lot busy. If you guys have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I showed up for my business for about 1 to 2 hours a day. Okay. So how many of you guys have an extra 1 to 2 hours a day? Like I honestly felt like I didn't, but I found the time, right? I woke up a little bit earlier, stayed up a little bit later. And if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to make it work, right? I could have watched TV instead, sure. I could have watched all my favorite Netflix shows. Maybe I could have gone to bed earlier, but I knew what I was capable of. I knew I had really huge goals. I wanted to get home to my babies. And honestly, like that's what drove me. That's what pushed me to do the hard stuff, to stay up late when I didn't want to work what felt like all day long, every single day, to put in a lot of really hard hours, but knowing that if I worked really hard, it would pay off. I told Jeff, I remember telling Jeff, if I can replace my teaching income within 5 years, it will all be worth it. And I did it in less than that, right? So it was worth it. And I'm telling you right now, like you're no different than me. Like that's how I started out this call. You and I are no different than each other. You're probably actually a lot smarter than me, maybe more organized. But I just want you to know, if you're thinking in your mind, I could never do that. Or I don't know how to use, I couldn't make graphics like that. You guys, this was just a template. Like these are just the little things that you learn as you go. What the most important thing and the thing that made or helped me in my success was just sharing what I was doing. Just sharing. So how do we earn? The income that we earn is directly a reflection of the number of people that you serve, that you help. I love that. That I will work freaking hard because of that. As a teacher, that's not how it works. And I'm not trying to bash on teaching. I love, you guys already know, I love teachers. I want the teaching, the education world to change so much because it's not fair. And I think it is changing. But teachers aren't paid on how many people they help, right? I remember there was a teacher at my school who made $75, I think $80,000 a year. And he would have his students watch movies every day. And that drove me bonkers. It drove me crazy because I felt like I was working so hard and my students were performing so well, but you don't get paid on your performance. You don't get paid on how good of a teacher you are, right? That was frustrating for me. And that really is, you are in control of your income with this opportunity. You know, the number of people you serve and help, it's a direct reflection of your income. So if you want more money, you got to just help more people. So a little bit about kind of like the compensation plan. This isn't going to be an entire overview of it. I can send you all of the details if you want those. But just to give you like a basic overview, you're going to get 25% off of anything that you're purchasing. So you're working on your health and your fitness, you're drinking Shakeology, you're maybe using the performance line, you're going to save 25% on all of those things. That's a killer discount, such a good discount. And you're also going to get 25% commission. Can you hear my little girls yelling? They just got out of the bath. But you're going to also get 25% commission on anything and everything that you sell. Okay. So if someone's like, girl, you look amazing, I want to do what you're doing, you're going to, you know, and they do this with you, you're going to make 25% off of whatever they purchase. Okay. If you want to earn even more money and serve more people and not have to work as hard to do it, that's where growing your team is really going to make a huge impact on your business. Because, you know, I can only help so many people every month, right? We have like limits on how many people we can help and serve and really help them get good results. But me and Amy and Nikki and like Kelly and everyone who's on this call, and I can't see everyone because there's multiple pages, but all the coaches, like if you are here with, you know, because of another coach, all of these people, we can serve so many more people. We can do so much more together than we could do alone. And you'll be rewarded for that. So when you help others and kind of pay it forward, that then serves you as well, and them and everyone in your team. So that's one of the reasons why building a really strong team and community and doing it with your girlfriends and making these deep friendships is so amazing, because it just helps everyone be more successful. And that is really cool. And that's one of the things that you're going to see in this business, in this company, is this is not a competition between coaches. It's not like I have all the secrets, I'm not going to tell you. We share everything so that everyone rises together. And that is so unique, I think, with any kind of company. I want to make sure you guys also know this is not a get rich quick scheme. It really does take hard work. And I say that like with a grain of salt too, because it is truly the most fun hard work I've ever done. Like I think this is probably the one and only thing I've ever done in my life where I love it so much I feel like I could do it until I died. You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty awesome feeling to have. But that's how I feel about it. You can grow really quick and make some quick wins. Like Amy made $425 in her first month. Like that's incredible. That's incredible. But even think about like, what would 200 to 500 a month do for you? Like, what would that look like for you at Christmas? How would that impact your family's life when it comes to paying your car payments or a house payment, mortgage, or your rent, or whatever that looks like? Maybe groceries, diapers. Like that's where it all started for me. Like, how can this help my family right now? So, okay. And if you have questions about any of this, please don't hesitate to ask. Like I said, this is just like a really basic overview, and I don't want it to get too super complicated. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. So I wanted to go over a few of like the little perks that I feel like are amazing when you become a coach and when you join our team, Team Fit Crew, and all the, you've got all these coaches on my team and in my downline and their respective teams. So we are a top 100 team. What that means, if you're like, that sounds cool, but like 100 out of how many? So there's currently, I think, around like 300,000 coaches with teams working the business. So we're in the top 100, which means we're in the top 0.001, I don't even know, percent of the entire company. And I will tell you, I don't even attribute that to me. I'll be really honest. I don't attribute that to me. We work really hard and we're very connected and we're very united. I love my team so much. But we also have so much depth in our upline. We have top 10 coaches in our upline and our downline. We have incredible resources and tools that you're going to have access to. And that is why we are so successful, is because we train and help you to do the things that we've done so that you can see success too. Okay. You'll be getting a new coach mentorship. So you're going to be working very closely with me as your mentor and your respective coach. If you joined this call with another coach, and we'll take you step by step through all the things that you need to do to be successful in this business. Your only investment, and this is like the most insane part to me, your only investment is in yourself. Like, you don't have to buy this crazy package for $5,000 and then try to sell it and, collect all this product. Like, that's not how this works. Your only investment is in yourself. Whether that's being a client or a customer, it's all the same. We don't make coaches pay more to become coaches, right? Why not create a source of income and help others as they ask you what you're already doing and create this incredible business, a potentially 6-figure business for your family, right? So that's kind of, I think, a huge perk is you don't have to spend your entire life savings, your children's college savings, to hopefully be successful in this business. It's a very minimal expense. Some other perks of coaching: you can earn free trips just by helping 3 people a month. Like, how rad is that? I always thought that in order to earn those free cruises and trips to the, Punta Cana, which is where we're going in March, you had to be the very, very tippy top of the company in order to earn those. That's not true, at least not with our company. You can just focus on helping 3 people every single month and pay for your entire trip and earn that free trip. And it's different every single year. So wherever we go. This past year, we went on a cruise to the Bahamas. It was so fun. I've never been to the Bahamas before. I loved it. And this next year, we're going to Punta Cana. We've been to, oh man, I'm gonna have to even remember now. They went to Punta Cana the year before that. I was pregnant, so I didn't go. That Zika virus thing, whatever. Whatever that is, I don't know. They've gone on multiple cruises. They did a trip to Mexico. That was my very first trip we went on. Lots of different really fun places. You'll also have the opportunity on our team to earn team retreats, which is really fun. This past September, we went to California. We've done one in Utah, in Park City. We have gone to Alpine, lots of different areas. I can't even remember all of them. I just got back from a retreat in Florida. So we try to spoil you guys and reward you for the things that you're doing awesome at. So another perk is, and I've already talked about this a lot, but the friendships and the community, that was kind of an unexpected blessing for me. I didn't think at the time, I didn't really know that was part of this. I didn't think I needed any friends online. I didn't feel like that was something that I even really cared about. And it's probably become my favorite and greatest blessing out of all this. Like, get rid of the money, get rid of all that. I would still do this for the friendships. Like, I love our team so much. But yeah, so you guys can see all those things. You get free swag. There's obviously that residual income opportunity. And I don't think I even talked about that, but beyond the commissions, you can also earn a residual income. So once you hit Emerald, which is just having 2 people on your team, you then make $14 for every team cycle bonus. That's probably like, what is that? But just know you have the opportunity to create income that happens without you even working. And that's where building your team comes into place. And that was a huge thing for me. My grandpa always taught us, like, find ways that you can create residual income where you're going to make an income without having to work for that income. I mean, you do work for it, but it's not selling a specific product or whatever, right? And then I think one of the most important things is just living a healthy lifestyle throughout every stage of your life. Because I've been through like postpartum pregnancy, and now pregnancy again. And I can tell you, like, I'm so grateful that I have these programs and these workouts to help me through every single stage of my life. Like, there's something for everyone, and I love that about it. Okay, so if you're thinking right now, I like to talk about some of like the most common objections, because as you're thinking about becoming a coach, I want you to know that you're going to have questions. If you don't, like, you're amazing. I had a lot of questions, and you're probably going to think like, is this even real? Like, how can this be the real deal? Because that's what I thought. And so that's what I want to talk about here. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. But I also really want to talk about some of these most common questions and objections and just fears that I hear the most. The first one is like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to spam my family. I don't want to like ask all my friends to join me. And all I can say is good. Like, I'm so glad you don't want to be that way, because how you build a business is not going to be by spamming your family. It's not going to be by asking your friends to do you a favor, right? We don't want to be annoying. We just want you to share what you're doing. Like I was talking about earlier, remember how I said, like, people ask you all the time, probably like, oh my gosh, those jeans are freaking cute. Like, where did you get them? Or where do you get your hair done? Or like, I love your swimsuit. Where'd you get it? People want to know like what you're doing. They want to know how you've lost the weight. They want to know where you're getting your cute tank tops. They want to know all those things. And that's really what this is. So, and I like to think about it like this. Even as a teacher, you guys, I was the best freaking salesperson ever. There's not one 11th grader that wants to go to English. Like maybe like one out of like the 400, right? So no matter what you're doing, you're always selling something, whether you mean to or not. I had to sell English literature to my 11th graders. I had to sell creative writing to the 9th graders. Like, there was always something I was happy to make interesting and exciting for the people that were in my audience, right? So you get the picture. But this is just really about sharing a lifestyle that you're excited to live. It's not about selling. And if you are in this to sell, people are going to call BS. They're not going to want to work with you. And, you know, for one, like the very first vital behavior that I talked about is being a product of the product. So just start showing up. Like, that's really all you have to think about, is just start showing up and working on becoming a better version of you. When you're getting those results, when you're loving how you feel, when you're learning how to create this strong and beautiful mindset, you're going to create these incredible, healthy habits. And people are just going to naturally ask you what you're doing. You're going to share it. It's going to be so easy. You don't have to make it weird. Beachbody is really like a small part of who you are. So really just be you. I think that's one of the most, a lot of new coaches make that big mistake of changing their whole life to be all about coaching. And really, it's just such a small part of you. It's such a small part of your life. And the most important thing you can do is just be a kind, genuine, good human being who's ready to live your best life, and then help others who are ready to do the same thing. So the second the second objection or fear that I hear the most, and it's usually from moms or from people who just work a lot, is I'm already so busy. Like, how can I possibly fit this in? And you guys, our team is full of full-time working moms, ER doctors, nurses, teachers, trainers, veterinarians, like you name it, and we have one on our team. And the best part is that we all make it work. We all make it work. So whether you're looking to be full-time or part-time or make this a side hustle, like you get to decide how much time and energy you put into creating your schedule. When I started, I was teaching English as a head coach. You guys know this. I had 2 kids under 2. I was working more than full-time hours, and I just fit it in the cracks with intention. I woke up a little earlier every day, and I would get my workout in before my kids got up. I would do 10 minutes in between, like when I was running to the bathroom between classes. Or I would, stay a little bit later after work, and so I could get even 20 minutes of work done. This business really is just about being consistent in your actions and just intentional with your time. And I think that really helps us in all areas of our life. So it's going to not only impact your business, but it's also going to impact just the most basic things in your life, right? Your success in this business is 100% up to you. It's not up to me. I wish it was, because I would make everyone successful. But it's up to you and how much effort and time you put into it. I think you'd be amazed at just how much you can fit in the power pockets of your day. Like, take a step back, consider, like, if you think, okay, my plate is already way too full, there's no way I could fit this in, I want you to take a step back, consider, like, what's one thing you could remove for a short amount of time. For me, it was my TV shows, right? I could remove that from my life and be okay and go back and watch those later. So that's what I did. But if it's not something that is serving you and moving you closer to your goals and dreams, you can put that on the back burner for now. Okay, and then the final question, and I think this is kind of a silly one because I feel like everyone should know this by now, but sometimes I'll get the question, is this one of those pyramid schemes? And I first want to say, no, it's not, because pyramid schemes are illegal. So the easy answer is no. But I really want to talk about like this misconception around network marketing. And it needs to be said that, every single organization and company that you ever work for has someone that started it all, right? They have a CEO or a president or a founder that paved the way. And this is no different than that. Our job, and actually Beachbody is kind of cool. So if you recall it all, they used to run a lot of infomercials. Do you guys ever remember seeing those? So they'd run infomercials through like all day long and through the middle of the night. And what they started to see, so that was really how they sold their products. And they were very, very successful with their infomercials. But what they started to see is there were people getting on these chat rooms talking about their programs. And they were sharing their results, and they were inspiring other people to get started. And they thought, okay, all these people are already sharing about, how they're getting results. They're bringing all these customers to us, like we should reward them. And that's where they created this Team Beachbody network, is they said, how can we reward these people who are sharing about our programs and our products and give back to them? And so that's why they created the network that they have today. Beachbody, if you guys don't know, it's been around for 20 years or more now, maybe. And Team Beachbody, which is the network side of it, has been around for 11 years. So we are really in our infancy still. We recently, so we're available right now in the US and Canada and the UK in, is it January? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember now. No, it might be in February or March. We're opening up in France. And then it's projected that we'll open up in 2 countries every single year after that. So honestly, we're just getting started. Like this is a very, like, I know a lot of people come to me and they'll be like, oh, I missed the boat. Like I'm too late. And that's just not the case at all. I'm more excited than ever for my new coaches because there's so much opportunity out there for everyone. Okay, so back to the pyramid scheme thing. It's not a scam. Our job really is just to empower others. I've already gone over this all, so I don't really want to get into too many details, but it's just to help people live a healthy lifestyle for the long haul with our workouts, with our nutrition programs. I know that's one part that's completely changed my life with our superfoods and supplements, and then just this ongoing community and support. And I think that's the most unique part about it. I don't think I've ever seen a company do that before, where they create a really tight-knit community and support system for every person who is involved. Okay, so if you're feeling ready to get started, I want to just kind of walk you through what the next steps are. You might have some questions. I haven't seen any in the chat yet, but please reach out personally, or you can reach out to your coach who added you to this call and ask them questions about anything that you have, for one, and just how to get started, what that looks like for you. So what you'll be getting when you join our team is you'll get a top 100 coach, multiple top 10 coaches on our team. I'm a 12-star diamond. So what that means and what you can kind of gather from that is we have a lot of very successful coaches under my mentorship, under our team, in this downline. And that is truly my mission. All the tools that you need, you're going to get to help you change your life. You're going to be joining Team Fit Crew. We're a 4-time elite team. We have these proven trainings and systems and just all the resources that you need and that you'll get access to right when you sign up. Okay? Your coach, myself, or your coach will help you pick your package. The packs range from, and it says $160 here. We actually have a promotion going this month. So everything is $20 off. So from $140 to $320. I don't even know if we have packages that high right now. That would be like literally every possible thing you can imagine in our bundle bill. And the monthly coach fee is waived in the first month, and in month 2 it's $15.95. And that to me is like a whopping $15.95 for them to take care of all the really hard stuff. So they do all the website maintenance, they do all the shipping and handling, they do all the product stuff, they do all the customer service, they do all of the crappy stuff that you just don't want to do as a business owner. And we just get to do the really fun stuff and work with people and help them succeed. So that's one of the parts of your package. And then in the following months, if you're getting Shakeology or the Performance Line or whatever, that's also part of, you'll need to continue to pay for that, or you can not. But pretty much everyone becomes like in love with these products. You're also going to get so much support, you guys. So much support. We have online accountability groups, support and mentorship from me as your coach, and then just forever access to our virtual gym and the Tracker app is, of course, a part of this. You're going to get all of the mentoring, all of the coaching, all the training, everything that you're wanting. And it can be as much or as little as you want, you guys. If you're like, I want to do this my way, great, that's awesome. If you want to do what we did and follow our path, of success, then you can do that too. So whatever you need, we're here for you. So after this call, if you're ready to go, I put my website at the bottom so that you can fill out my new coach application, or I can send it to you. Okay, so I can send it directly to you, or you can fill it out. This is going to ask you for your goals. Just give me information about the different options that you want so you can let me know what you need, and I can then recommend the best pack for you to get you going. And lastly, like if you are feeling at all any guilt, I think that's also one of the fears that I hear the most is, but I don't want to take away from my attention from my kids, take away that attention from them. Your family is going to be a huge part of this journey. You're going to be happier, more energetic, more confident. You're going to feel like such a stronger mindset about you. You're going to build all these new healthy habits. Your kids are going to watch your example. They're going to join you sometimes. It might be hard the first couple times because they're going to want to climb on your back, but they're going to see you do this every single day. They're going to see you work really hard for your goals and your dreams for them. And I promise you, when you're doing that personal development, your marriage will be strengthened, your confidence will be strengthened, your family life is going to reap all of the benefits of you changing your life here. Okay? And you shouldn't feel guilty about that, because that is what makes you a better mom and wife and friend and just all around a better person. So that is all I have. If anyone has questions, I would love to answer them. I haven't seen any come in. So what I want to do is I'm going to wrap this call up so that the recording is not too long. And please, please, please reach out. If you have questions or if you're ready to get signed up, reach out to your coach who added you to this call, or reach out to myself. And we are so excited to get you started, to get you in a place where you're taking control, where you can change your life. Okay. Love you guys so much, and we'll be talking to you soon. Okay. Bye.